Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming to Kell Sheepdogs. My name is Tom O'Sullivan and today you're going to see the walking border collie gather some sheep from the top of the field here. There are 7 sheep up at the top of the field here. So Tess, one of our mature dogs, she's 7 years old. Okay, she has both verbal and whistle commands. So I can ask her to move right by saying away. That's her right. I can ask her to move left by saying come by. I can ask her to stop by just stand, and if I want her to walk straight onto the sheep, I say walk on. Basically, you're looking at a dog, a border collie with a bit of hunting instinct, and us, the shepherds, utilising that hunting instinct to gather the sheep. So we're always trying to treat our sheep with respect, keep them calm. I also have a set of corresponding whistles, okay, that move our left and right. The whistles are very important when we're walking at distance, and I'll use them a lot here today. You'll think I'm almost singing like a bird, but every command I give her is move your left or right. When we get closer, I'll talk a bit more about the commands, talk a bit about some tricks she has that help us with the everyday work on the farm, and ultimately we'll finish with driving the sheep back up to the top of the field. If you have any questions at that stage, I'll take them off you then, okay? We'll have a chat I'll have a chat with you as the demonstration progresses about the uses of the dog, different tricks, and farming in general, shepherding in general in Ireland. All right? We'll get right into the action, get the sheep down here nice and close to us, and show you the dog close to hand. I'm going to send Tess up to the right hand side of the field. Tess. So she's going to run up there to the right. As she gets closer to the sheep, they're going to rise up and flock together. That's the natural instinct of sheep, to flock together. Okay?
I'm out of breath just watching the dog.
Way.
Look at him go. Little faces coming out.
Oh. Done. So there we have our relatively easy task. All around in a circle if I want. Come on, stand, back to the right. We, stand, we, stand, walk on. Walk on.
Anyone else to do?
Walk on. The closer she gets to the sheep, the more they'll move away. The faster she moves, the faster the sheep will move. So generally, we're trying to keep the dog nice and calm, and have a nice calm flock. All right. If we look at the whistle commands, that's her left. That's her stop. Back to the right.
Oh my goodness.
those 4 basic commands, Tess is able to gather sheep to me or drive them away. Off.
Like wherever they stop, they start eating.
Children were just that
Whoa, I said I was just down here.
Yeah, and you didn't want me to do anything.
Come back. Stand. 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 Stand there. So, if we're out in the hills, you see lots of mountains around Ireland, around the Ring of Kerry, okay? Lots of vast open areas, not a lot of boundaries up there. So if we have to go gather our flock of sheep up there, we need the Border Collie. Things have changed a lot over the years farming wise. Lots of infrastructure has come on board, engineering, inventions that help us do lots of things in the world. But if we want to go to that hill and gather sheep, I don't think I'm being biased by saying the only animal that can do it for me is the Border Collie. They have to be responsive, they have to be fit, and they ultimately they can run out up to a mile away, okay, and they can hear this whistle most times when they're about a mile away. Sometimes they might have to gather up 100 sheep, anything up to 500 sheep at a time, okay. So once the sheep start flocking together, it doesn't matter if there's 7 or 100. We've one here now, I'd say that if she was on the hill, she'd be trying to find the highest peak and get out there, but generally they try and stay together, okay? The colour you see, it's not a case that the Irish love painting sheep, there is a purpose to it. The red colour is our flock colour. As you travel around, you'll see reds, greens, purples, orange, lots of different colours on sheep. When we're out in the hills, again, no fences. Lots of farmers have an equal right to graze on that particular land. So I'll have my reds out there, I'll be able to distinguish them from a long distance away. There's 2 sheep up a bit, just above the fence line there.
Yeah.
They actually have a green marking on them. You can just about see it, but if you had a pair of binoculars, we'd be able to see it. There are occasions when we're gathering that the sheep will mix. So you get my reds with a purple, and maybe the neighbour doesn't want his sheep brought home at that particular time. So how do we do that at the top of a mountain or the side of a mountain? There are no fences there, there's no pens there. The Border Collie can help us to split sheep up into 2 different groups. By my positioning and me being able to read the colours on the sheep, I'll be able to position myself to get the reds from the purples. It takes a bit of time, but if the dog is trained well enough, it is possible. Today we're going to show you split these sheep up into 4s and 3. We'll do it up the field there a small bit. Claire will quite simply leave the 4 behind her and take control of 3 and bring them down here close to us. She won't care what's happening behind her, she'll just be focused on the 3 that are in front of me. So that's what I'm going to show you now. And then I'm going to show you a command called turn around. Basically the dog will leave the 3 sheep we have here and go back for the 4. That's very handy if we're out in the hills, again, gathering. You think you have a great day's work done, you think you've all your flock gathered, next thing 2 or 3 sheep pop up at the top of the hill and you're like, how do I get these? Basically the dog has a command to leave the flock that she's controlling and go back for more. It's quite a skill for her to do it, but a very simple thing. Once she knows how to do it, she becomes accustomed to it. At the end of the day, repetition is how we train the dog, so if you teach them how to do it right once, they'll pick it up and do it forever. Alright, so we'll show you that there now. Wait, stand, wait, stand, come back, stand, up, wait, stand, stand, up, Basically, the dog is on one side of the flock, I'm on the other, and I leave 4 sheep over here. Come on.
I brought my hat with the brim. Just,
Stand. So I've turned towards those 3, so she automatically knows they're the 3 that the shepherd wants. Come by. Come by. Come by. She'll hold those there all day while we're talking if we have to. If they're trying to escape, she'll try and watch them. Stand. Stand. Cut. Stand. So she's fully focused on those now, no matter what's going on behind her. I tell her to go back for the other 4 now. Turn around. Turn around.
Ooh, I left some behind.
So off she goes back for the other 4.
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, what?
You have to get 'em.
No, she didn't. Oh, there they are.
So the sheep you see here today, there is no doubt they're quieter than most breeds of sheep you'd see on the hills. If they were out in the hills and didn't see me or dog every day, they would be a lot more active, they'd be trying to escape a lot more. But ultimately, if the dog stops them escaping enough of times, they're relaxed, they'll be a lot calmer sheep to manage. So essentially the dog is making our flock calmer by walking them, which makes our life easier, you know. If we were out in the hills gathering, you would definitely have the dog going out around the sheep, nice wide arc around them, trying to get to the upper side of the sheep, and the minute the dog gets there and they realise there's a dog there, they'll be thinking, right, are we all going left, are we all going right, or are we going to split up and try this dog out? You know, that's what happens, and the dog has to be fit and alert and has to be really on its toes to be able to get control of the flock. Okay, because I definitely won't be able to run fast enough. Wait. So we drive the sheep up the top of the field now. Up. Stand. Up. Up. Stand. Up.
Amazing.
Stand.